If he did any one of them, yeah. And plus,
Hello everyone and welcome to the Coalition. I have just came out of seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, and I'm here to give to you my immediate reactions, my immediate thoughts on this movie. We're going to break it down much later and I can give you my full review when the embargo breaks tomorrow. But right off the bat, I felt that this was a movie that was okay. This is a movie that did a lot of setting up, a lot of explaining, a lot of telling, as opposed to showing us, making us feel. This was to establish Kang the Conqueror, this one, to show us what is going to happen in the future storylines. That was the attempted goal. Instead, it really kind of was just okay. This more or less felt like something that, the first maybe hour and 20 minutes, this did a lot of explaining Scott Lang and Cassie's relationship, the loss of time, wanting to get time back, but we never really felt that desperation that the trailers made us feel like, oh my gosh, I need time. I've lost so much time. Instead, it just really felt like a family trip, a family adventure down to the quantum realm. We got to learn a lot about the quantum realm, which was really fun. There was some really great elements in there. Of course, there's MODOK, which everyone already knows exists. I'm not going to really go into that because that would be a big spoiler, but I will say that there are characters that are added to the movie that you think is going to have much more weight to them that aren't. Instead, sometimes they're just meant to be a comedic relief, and sometimes it's a really wasted opportunity. It's like, why are we going to have this person when it's not something that could have been great and exceptional? So, to that part. This is a movie that does a lot of telling us who Kang is, telling us that he's a conqueror, but again, it really doesn't show. And I think because of the lack of showing, for me, it wasn't as emotionally grounding as it could have been. Once again, Jonathan Majors, he's amazing at anything that he does. Even if the script is not scripting, he is still acting his behind off. And with this, he does act his behind off. There is one thing that I genuinely do not like about his performance, and that is the staccato. It's the way that he is speaking, where it's like, Mary had a little lamb, and his fleece was white as snow. That kind of space in between. It takes forever for him to get to to finish the sentence and get to a point. But in a weird way, you could say that even though it's annoying, it kind of does work. He is a man that is extremely powerful, but he is also someone who can show kindness, can show kind of warmth, but it's for something. You know that there's an underlying cause that you may or may not trust within him, that he is, being really nice and sweet too. And so the way how he carries himself with that, you're really not sure if you're getting this Kang the Conqueror, or this Kang the Conqueror lies really deep down inside and he's trying to show you a nice regular person who, who's relatable. We all have problems. We all need time. Let me give you some time. And so that way it's much more easier for you to welcome him into your life, for you to trust him. And that's just the added layer that I really love about Jonathan Majors' performance. Even with that staccato that he does, I appreciate it. But overall, I felt like this was something, remember Loki? Remember how that last episode of Loki was the point, it got to the point of what was going on? I felt like the last 20 minutes of this movie really got to the point of what was going on. And instead, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp. See, that's the thing. It's a weird balance that what they had to do was split the time between Ant-Man and the Wasp, that story there, what's going on with Janet, what's going on with Hank, and then also Kang, and with him being in the quantum realm, and what he has done down there in the quantum realm, and why it is best for him to get out. And what may be one person's problem can be something so minuscule compared to what is going to happen in the future. So I will say that. But overall, for me, this was not something that completely wowed me. I think the special effects was beautiful. There are worlds that are created down there. It really felt more like a Star Wars movie. Not Rogue One, but it felt like the atmosphere and the spirit of a Star Wars movie, where we have all these different creatures and different life forms and characters that we meet who are down there in the quantum realm. Just like when we do at Star Wars, we meet all these different aliens and all this different technology, and everyone has their purpose and everything, you know, it flows a certain way, and I really like that. But it's also a movie that kind of talks about, I really wish that they would have dived deeper into that, because about oppression. I mean, it's called King the Conqueror for a reason, and I wanted to see the Conqueror more part along with this. But overall, this is a decent movie. I give it a thumbs up. I can't talk any more about that, but you know, I'm excited to know what everyone's thoughts will be once this movie releases, and tomorrow I can break this down much more easier. I can give my full review on what I thought worked and what didn't work. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back later on.